Welcome to the Explainer. Sometimes it can feel like our attention is either super wide but kind of shallow, or maybe really sharp but focused on just one tiny thing. Well, today we're going to dig into an amazing ancient story that really unpacks this whole idea. It's a puzzle about two very different ways to train the mind.
And it all kicks off with a pretty straightforward question for a wise monk. But this simple question ends up revealing two totally different paths for developing our awareness.
All right, so here's our game plan for getting to the bottom of this ancient wisdom. We're going to start with the carpenter's question that got this whole conversation started. Then we'll unpack the huge difference between these two states of mind, check out a really cool metaphor about light, and then wrap up by seeing why, in the end, direct experience is what truly matters.
So our story begins with this carpenter, a guy named Pancha Kanga, and he's got a problem because he's been getting conflicting advice from different senior monks about how he should be meditating.
So he goes to the Venerable Anuruddha, who is known for his incredible insight, with a really practical question. He says, look, some of my teachers tell me to develop an immeasurable mind, but others tell me to develop an expanded mind. So what's the deal? Are these just, two different ways of saying the same thing? Or are they fundamentally different paths?
And Anuruddha's answer is so direct, he doesn't mess around. He says, they are completely different. Different in name and different in substance. So let's break down his first explanation, because it really gets right to the heart of it.
Okay, this right here is the core distinction, and it's absolutely crucial. We're not talking about some subtle philosophical difference. Nope, these are two totally different approaches. The immeasurable mind is all about the quality of your awareness, while the expanded mind is all about its range, quality versus range.
So, for the immeasurable mind, think of it like the sun. The sun doesn't decide to light up one corner of the sky and then slowly spread out. It just shines everywhere, all at once. It fills everything without any limit, just spreading a quality like loving kindness across the entire world.
Now the expanded mind, a totally different vibe. This is a very deliberate step-by-step practice. You start small. You master your focus on, say, the base of one single tree. Once you've got that down, you consciously widen that field of focus to a village, then a kingdom, all the way until it covers the entire world. Now, the expanded mind? A totally different vibe. This is a very deliberate step-by-step practice. You start small. You master your focus on, say, the base of one single tree. Once you've got that down, you consciously widen that field of focus to a village, then a kingdom, all the way until it covers the entire world. This is all about building your range.
But Anuruddha knows that just saying range versus quality isn't the whole picture. So he adds another, much deeper layer. He explains that it's not just about how far your attention goes, but about its purity. And to get this idea across, he uses this beautiful metaphor of light.
He explains that any meditative state has a certain kind of radiance, or what's called abha. And this inner light isn't just about whether it's limited or immeasurable. The really crucial distinction, he says, is whether that light is sullied, impure, stained, or if it's perfectly pure, because that is what really changes the outcome of your practice.
And to make this difference between a sullied and a pure mind really concrete, Anuruddha uses this simple, powerful analogy that literally everyone listening would have understood in an instant: an oil lamp. I mean, just picture it, right? A lamp that has dirty oil and a gunked-up wick, it's gonna sputter. It's gonna give off this dim, flickering, smoky light. But a lamp with pure fuel and a clean wick, that thing burns with a steady, clear, brilliant light. It's pretty simple. The quality of the light depends entirely on the quality of its source.
And that is exactly what's going on in the mind. If your mind is all clouded up by things like sluggishness or restlessness or doubt, its inner light becomes dim and obscure. You can try to spread that awareness across the whole world, sure, but all you're really doing is spreading a dim, smoky light.
But on the flip side, a mind that's clear and calm, one that's free from all those hindrances, is just like that well-tended lamp. It radiates a pure and powerful awareness. Its light is steady, it's brilliant, and it illuminates everything it touches with real clarity.
And all of this leads up to the final, and maybe the most powerful point of the whole conversation, which really shows us where this kind of profound wisdom actually comes from.
So another monk who's been listening in, a guy named Kachana, is just blown away by the detail and the confidence in Anuruddha's explanation. And he points out something so important. He says, "You aren't just repeating something you heard or read in a book. You speak as if this is your own direct, personal experience."
And Anuruddha just confirms it. He says, yes, for a very long time, this has been my lived reality. His knowledge is direct. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. This kind of deep understanding of the mind doesn't come from a book. It's the result of years of dedicated practice and direct meditative insight.
So, this ancient story leaves all of us with a really good question for our own lives. It's not just about how wide our focus is, but about its clarity. In this very moment, right now, what's the quality of your awareness? Is your lamp burning clear?